That's right.
All right. Sure, if we need to.
Marginalized for one. I want to talk to you. Let's have that conversation with Jennifer. I said, oh, we'll pick up this conversation for the next 2 hours.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
You're good?
Good. Good.
Yeah. Happy second anniversary to the Punk Rock Museum. My name is George. I'm really excited to be here with everybody.
What's your last name, George?
My last name is George Strombolopoulos. I used to host a punk show on TV in Canada and radio as well, and still do. So it's really nice to be here with all these people I've interviewed. I think everybody, the first person I ever interviewed was Jennifer Finch.
Hello.
And Culver's here. So many of us know his music for him.
How come you wanted to Jennifer Finch?
What? I just did.
No. It was your first interview.
Oh, my first interview.
Yeah.
What? What?
I was many people's first interview.
You all know Mike? You all know Mike?
Yeah.
Kevin Lyman, of course you know Jack Grisham and Vinny Fiorello. It's really, I could...
Of course you know Jack Grisham.
Yeah, we should. We should.
I moved to the corner, just where I'm going to be quiet, I'm going to watch, I'm going to sit
You
back.
can't be quiet if you're in the other room.
Let's see how this will go. First of all, Mike, I mean, second anniversary, congratulations. How do you feel?
Thanks. Congratulations to everybody involved in this museum. How do I feel?
It wasn't supposed
I feel hot and overdressed.
to do. It's an anniversary.
I know. I thought this was a formal occasion.
In your initial view, this museum wasn't supposed to be this big, was it? In terms of space? Did it just keep growing?
It's a building, George.
For smaller spaces?
Well, yeah, but no, this is the exact same space we started in. Other spaces look too small. Remember Lisa Brownlee?
I remember.
We lived in small places, and wouldn't make sense. We wouldn't have been able to fit OA in here, or lesbian bluegrass.
Which you really wanted to.
We had to cut a few things.
Your perspective on this museum, a couple of years being here, seeing how it's growing, seeing the people coming in, what sense are you getting?
This is Vinny, by the way.
The museum, when it starts as an idea, Mike had called and said, I have this idea for a retail shop. And then it turned into, hey, now it's a museum. Yeah, but yeah, punk shop, Las Vegas punk shop, right?
I know what you're doing.
And to see it grow from just the idea and into a 12,000 square foot building, 5 decades of punk rock inside it, it's been amazing. But it continues to grow. The story of punk rock hasn't ended. It continues to go. So the museum's a living museum, and it's awesome to be a part of that and seeing it grow and go forward.
So much of us who didn't grow up in a city like LA or New York when it was starting, or London, we know this from zines or photographs or word of mouth that was being passed around. And when you took so many of the photos, I know that in Toronto, when I was a kid seeing your photos, it really reached us. For you, when you were in those early days here, was around 78 your first shows that you were going to here? What was your sense of what was happening in punk at the time, and could you have ever imagined to be a place like this?
Oh, no, not at all.
And who's that? Who's that?
Oh, this is Dick here, I brought my own security. No, I never would have imagined that it would become history. Like I shot a lot of photos, and I would have shot twice as many if I'd known what would happen. You know, people didn't care about it, they didn't like it.
You're back.
I would get a little closer to Mike. People couldn't hear. They didn't like. People really didn't like the scene at the time.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
They didn't like songs, they didn't like the music, couldn't understand it, couldn't see any validity to it.
I couldn't either.
What made you see the validity in it?
Well, since I was 15, it's like, this is the best kind of music. It's just the best kind. It's smarter, better songs, written by cooler people who are drunks and alcoholics. So it was so much better than anything we heard on the radio. It's just crazy. How could you not like this?
Jennifer Finch, you have a line that really hits me when you said punk was your get out of Van Halen free card. Can you talk about your connection to the scene, to the music?
Yeah, you know, I grew up in West Los Angeles, which at the time was a working class neighborhood, and music, people centered themselves around music, and there was a lot of bullying to keep people homogenized, to keep them looking the same. And that was kind of one of the things that was going on. Of course, they all joined Beowulf after that, and other bands that came out, but yeah.
Did you see his band early?
Of course.
Yeah.
I have actually slept in parking lots in different generations with every person on this panel.
Jack, could you imagine all these years later there'd be a museum and people would travel around from around the world to see this, and this would mean so much to them?
No, I would have been a lot nicer to people. I believed you. That's my. I got a lot of problems with a lot of people on the walls in here, and I have no problem telling people on my tour how much I dislike most of these people. But I believed it. Like when they said stuff, like the lyrics, like I thought they were telling the truth. Like I'm thinking, oh, comrade, I'm in. Let's go. And then I later found out that some of them weren't, and it was very upsetting.
I believed you in Code Blue. I believed all that.
I was a kid.
Even